videos stay up for 3 months, 90 days. So my videos, because I've linked to Prime, have always been available for up to 3 months after the stream. Plus I break them up into highlights and push them over to YouTube all the time. So every single stream I've done is also available as a video on YouTube. Originally it was a massive dump of 3 hours of streaming. These days I just split them. I create highlights, 30 seconds or 30 minutes each highlight, and then transmit them over to YouTube to be saved. Okay, I need to get this off the field. Fold that up, we can turn that off, that's fine where it is. Go get the truck going again. And I am seriously thinking that once we've delivered this, I'm just going to take the truck back to the store and say, yeah, it didn't really work out. Because it's really not working out. Well, it goes very fast when it's empty. Well, fairly fast. 50 kilometers an hour, that's 30 miles an hour. I mean, I would give it, okay, it's got plus marks for being versatile. You can fit a whole bunch of stuff to the back. You can fit a transporter, so you can put a vehicle on the back. Grain cart we've seen. The grain cart can be modified to be a bale cart. So you could put bales on the back of it. You can... it's got pallet storage, refrigerated pallet storage, for those that like to role play their different pallet storages, and a wood transport. But I don't know, I've played with better mods, that's what I will say. So yes, it's versatile, but I don't know. Ooh, too close, and that's not going to long to dump out. So on the agenda for the rest of today, we need to I was going to say slime. Digestate on the field we have just finished harvesting, and I will get that done next. I think we've got to bale up the straw, and so what I might do is slurry the field we're on, then we'll transfer the slurry equipment across to the wheat field, or what was the wheat field, and we'll do a thing with that. What thing will we do? We'll bale the straw. That'll then free that field up to put digestate on, and transfer the straw down to the BGA so that we can mix it with the slurry to make tons of money. Okay, let me see what this looks like. So the dry body is not the greatest, but 24.5, sell that, and then that should put that up to about 24,000, which it does. And we'll sell that. Okay. And oh, hello. That looks like a cotton thing. Don't need a cotton trailer. Okay, so what was I saying? We're going to do the slurry. Engine, follow. So that thing's still full, and this thing really not so much. And then once we've done the slurry on these two fields, I can line them. Ooh. How's the diesel? Diesel on that's fine. And well, yes. Good driving, Mr. John Deere driver. Because I must admit, we haven't used this equipment on the stream for very frequently. Glenleithan, I am considering cows again, although Cavalier Roy's more recently changed the way he does things. If you start from scratch or farm manager, he does not include buildings in the yard. So you buy the yard and you have to buy the buildings to go in it. So the yard is completely your design. If you start on new farmer, then you get the yard that he's assigned as a new farmer yard, but you also get buildings in all the other yards. So all the yards are ready to go. So that'll make things a little bit more interesting, because I will have to design the yard rather than use what he gives me. Alrighty, and you need to be off the road completely so the cars can keep going. There you go. Actually, you know what? I can pull this up over here so it's right by the field. And we can refill more conveniently from it. Turn that off. And jump back to there. Now, I am going to put this on a worker for a couple of minutes while I take a quick break, and I'll be back in a minute. Let's not turn the engine off. Actually, this won't last long on a worker. That much is certain. You know what? Let's turn the worker off. Let's come over here and resupply first. So that's one of the reasons why I'm using this big tanker. I got it initially just to see if I could transport slurry down to the BGA. And it turned out I could, but obviously once I started doing that, I figured, you know what, that makes a really good resupply point on field. So that's why it's still on the roster. Alrighty, let's send off the worker, and this is not doing a thing. Oh. Okay, let's select that. Let's select that. This thing is bugged when it comes to workers. Okay, I need to take a break. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, back. Yeah, I don't know what it is about this piece of equipment, but it just does not like workers. So we're going to have to do it all manually. I'm not sure if it takes down the sorghum stalks or not. No, it doesn't. Oh, hang on. You know what else I haven't done here? Let's go back. Let's lift it up. Yeah, I've got it on almost negligible application rate here. So, we'll try this again. 5th time's a charm. So it's currently at 35. I want to take it 75. That's going to use it up quite quickly. But that said, I really can't see where I'm going. That even, yes, that is working. Oh, I know what that is. Okay, so the first strip of the field, I have already added slurry or digestate to the field, and you can't do it twice. So it actually prevents you from just going round and round and round and just wasting digestate by driving over the same part of the field twice. So if I come back up the field and I've got part of the applicator in a piece where I've already spread digestate or slurry, it won't let me add more. Consequently, because it was set too low, that top corner I can't do anything about. I don't plan to. Really all we're doing with this is boosting the nitrogen content for free effectively, and especially with digestate, we've already got paid for the slurry production, and so the digestate is something left over from that, and that's going to survive forever, basically. I need to find somewhere to get rid of it, so on the fields is a good place to get rid of it. So I'm throwing up the nitrogen to about 100 to 120 parts or litres per acre, and that then means that going forward we're just using the minimal amount of spray to fill out the perfect application amount for whatever crop we put in. But at this point we have no crop, so this is all just manual application. Get as far as we can with it. I am going to set up GPS on this tractor because it is fitted, and it's not 18 meters wide. Set A, and I believe this is 90. Back, auto, go, and that is perfect. Of course, while the course is perfect, you have to turn the juice on in order to get anything in the field. And here we go. Okay, you take care and have a good Independence Day. Yay. Okay, and in the meantime, we just have to empty this tank a few times. So yeah, I don't know what it is about this slurry tank, but I've tried and failed to get it to apply slurry no matter what. If it did work, I should be able to put a worker in here and actually set it to worker refill from the BGA, which would then mean that I can just set this off on a worker and just basically say the worker is running around filling up from the BGA as he needs to, and I don't have to supervise. But this tanker does not do that, and I thought maybe it was because I'd had the worker set to refill from the BGA, and maybe he just didn't like doing that. However, as we've just shown here, it seems to be the worker just doesn't like this tank. Now what I'm talking about with refill from is, I think it's this one, worker refill. AR worker refill slurry from the industrial BGA. Oh, let's turn that off. See if that... If I turn on the worker now... Ah, the worker works. So the worker doesn't like refill from the industrial BGA, but I can't refill it from the cowshed or anything else. So there's some issue with that. Anyway, I'll get the worker to do the top row here. As soon as he gets to the end, he's going to lift his doodad up, and I will turn around. Turn the worker off, and we will pull up next to the big giant tank and refill. Because that just makes a lot of sense. Assuming I can get close enough, which is proving to be an issue. well, not so much. But it does mean I can go around the field again. Okay, I'm going to put that on there and lower the boom at the back. It's on, let's drive. And the other thing here is doing a precise application is not important. All I'm looking at is, and we don't need crop sensors, there's no crops to sense. All I'm looking at here is just getting the nitrogen level up to yellow or very pale green so that we can do, we can plant anything. It's a lot higher than grass, so I wouldn't do this if I was doing a grass cover, but right now this is absolutely fine for what we're doing. And it's kind of tricksy, I must admit, because with this stuff I can't tell where I've been. With most crops I can tell where I've been, so it's a lot easier to travel across the field doing what you haven't done yet. But anyway, I'll do three rows on this headland. It's going to be a lot easier on the wheat field, because obviously with the wheat field you've got nothing concealing any part of the field. Okay, what I need to do is get that bottom edge there. So we'll back this down along the edge. Drop some digestate in the gap. Then adjust for a run. I'm doing this all on the mini map. About there. So I'm not getting a full width here, I'm just getting myself a little bit further from the tree so there's enough room to actually U-turn at the end of each row. Why do you want a worker? At this point I don't want a worker, but I've noticed I have issues with this slurry tank and workers, so but when I'm taking a break it's nice to leave something happening while I take a break. Anyway, and welcome Jack 10T to Independence Day stream. Sorry, I don't see chat directly in front of me, so I have to keep looking over at the stream monitor PC, which is off to my left. So if I don't notice you immediately, it's not that I'm ignoring you intentionally, it's just that I didn't notice your chat. But once I know someone's there, I'll keep more of an eye on it. And there we go. So again, I'll take it across the top here twice. as I was trying to say, because I'm doing, this is just filler. It doesn't matter if I miss anything or get poor application. We're coming back with a sprayer after the crop's in with crop sensors to get everything to ideal levels. But since we've got the slurry, we've got the digestate, I need to use it up. Part of the problem with the slurry is if I don't use it up, the cows will stop producing milk once the slurry tank's full, which is kind of a bad thing. So we have to keep the cow slurry tank as empty as possible, which means processing as much of the slurry as possible, either by putting slurry on the fields, which is what we started out doing, but then the cows just started producing more slurry and manure than I could put on all the fields. So by taking both products down to a BGA that can process them at a high rate, we've been able to put digestate on. The production of digestate is slower than the production of slurry, and we make money from the slurry anyway. Okay, I have just seen Mrs Oseh turning up, so we're going to call the stream at this point. I'm going to carry on with slurrying this field. I'll bale up the other field, and we'll be back next week on Saturday with something. At this point, I'm not sure what. We may be contracting for the month of August, but we'll see how that goes. I probably should lower the boom and go. But for now, I'm going to wish you all a happy Independence Day. I'm going to go and have hot dogs and burgers and potato salad and other Independence Day things. But have fun for now. I'm out of here.